for a blood-curdling tale I like to call A Visit to Grandma. It's Saturday, and you've got the whole day free for fun. Uh-oh, someone's got another idea. Gotta go visit Grandma at the nursing home. You enter the creepy establishment slowly, cautiously. The air is filled with the smell of bedpans and Bengay. The halls are lined with heavily medicated octogenarians in wheelchairs. Oh no, it's the dementia lady. She begins to babble incessantly. Ba 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 ba. You flee from the dementia lady only to find yourself outside the room of the crabby lady. Tammy! You get your butt in here! Help me! Help me! Nobody's listening to me! You run from the crabby lady and find your way to Grandma's room. Hello? Grandma? Oh no! Grandma's asleep! Ah!
I became afraid and my mind started to crack.
Lilybeth, my melancholy baby, where are you?
Where'd you get that box?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lying little snoop going through my things. What'd you do with the picture? Where is it?
I didn't see it. That's the last time you put your hands on me.
I'll give you one more chance and then
I told you I don't know where the picture is and I don't know what you're talking about.
Been you all the time going through my things, opening my mail, rapping on my door at night.
Now you're blaming me. I've never touched anything of yours.
You've got my robe on now. Where'd you get that?
I was just trying it on. Mr. Ward gave it to me. He said you didn't want it anymore.
I'll tell you when there's something I don't want. Oh, shut up. It's only a dummy.
A dummy? Where'd you get that thing?
I suppose you're going to tell me you don't know anything about that either.
Oh, I bet it was in the box. In the box I brought up for you, that's what.
There were no stamps on it. How did it get in the mail?
I don't know. The doorbell rang, and I thought it was a mailman. I opened the door, and it was sitting there on the stoop.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. I don't mind telling a lie now and then, but I'm not lying now, honest.
You're trying to scare me out. I'm not leaving.
No, but I am.
You come here. You and Mr. Ward are pretty thick, aren't you?
Thick?
Yes, thick like your head. He's fallen in love with someone else. Who's she?
I don't know. It's not me.
I know it isn't you. I know all the signs. He's fallen in love with some simple-faced man. There's always a way to get even with them. I've got to find that picture. Otherwise, they won't know what he looks like. I've got to send it to the police. He won't dare touch me.
Who do you mean, the man in the picture?
Have you seen him?
Maybe I have, and maybe I haven't. Maybe I saw him go behind the thicket, or through the wall, or under the house.
He's here in the house?
Yes, I let him in. I let him in. He was waiting outside to get you, Miss Laval. Miss Laval.
There's nothing safe from your prying eyes, is there? You think you know everything, don't you?
I know why you're afraid, and I know what you've done. No, I'm not so thick. I'm not as thick as you think I am, Miss Laval. That head's supposed to be you, kind of a calling card. I'll remind you that.
Why, you...
Excuse me, lady.
Oh, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Where are you hiding?
Dr. Fanny! Dr. Fanny! Dr. Fanny! Dr. Fanny! Doc. Fun is fun. But after all, there ain't nothing in my contract that says I gotta... Well, now I ask, is that anything to be playing football with?
Where did you get that, Raymond?
Miss Fanny chucked it at me like I was a pass receiver for a football team. And I'm all out of practice.
Let me see it. This comes from a group of anatomical specimens that was locked in a room in the cellar. How did you happen to get it?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. There I was, outside her door, strictly minding my own business, understand? Listening at the keyhole.
I don't think that belongs in the realm of your duties, Raymond.
But, Doc, there were screams inside. You gotta admit it's within the longitude of my profession to make with an investigatory reaction thereto. What am I saying?
I don't understand how his head got from its locked room in the cellar.
Well, the way I heard it, it was sent to Mrs. Van E.
That was rather a gruesome practical joke.
Why, your anatomical locker hasn't been open for ages. I think you once told me you'd lost the only key to it.
I know. There is no key to my knowledge.
Why, that thing didn't walk out of the room by itself.
Hardly.
Doc, I'm worried.
What about, Raymond?
Well, now, take this head business. The whole thing don't seem hardly serious to me. I think that if it's all the same to you, I better be checking along to other duties.
You're not afraid, are you, Raymond?
Who, me? Scared? It's just that I don't think that there's going to be any murder here done after all.
That's too bad.
Well, it's not your fault, I guess. It's just not my lucky day, that's all.
Thank you, Lilibeth.
Oh, Miss Lilybeth, have you a little more coffee in the kitchen?
What happened to the 3 gallons I already gave you today?
Lilybeth, what you need is a good, strong, steady man.
Who is always hanging around, tracking up my floors and things. What's that on your shoe? Looks like cobwebs from out of the cellar. What were you doing in the basement?
It could have been the attic.
Bill Raymond, you're holding out on me. What are you up to?
Up to?
Yes. Who asked you to go poking around in the cellar?
It was in performance of my duty.
What duty? What did you find?
Absolutely nothing. That's what makes me so disgusted.
Too bad about you.
You know, Lilybeth, I think somebody around here is just kidding. They don't mean business at all.
Why don't you just wait around and see?
Say, if you got any inside dope, I wish you'd tip me off. If I'm ever going to get back to Central and prove I'm a good detective, I gotta have some clues.
Yes, I was scared. Scared of my life.
I expected big things of that ghoulish-looking guy, but he ain't delivered neither.
I should say, in a way, you were entitled to expect big things from him. Leo was once confined in this house when it was an institution for the insane. Nerves, you know.
Do tell. Well, then, he must know his way around the place, huh?
I understand while he was here, he engineered an immense number of secret passages through which the guards could keep an eye on the inmates at night. Finally, he took one of these passages into the outside world, and we heard later he'd been seen in Europe.
Ah, Europe. That's where history's being made today. Gee, I'd love to travel and...
Well, perhaps you'll have an opportunity someday.
Not if something don't happen around here pretty soon to make me famous. That Lilybeth. I've been trying to get a cup of coffee off of her all day. She don't care what happens to my metabolism. Metabolism. That's a good word. I wonder what it means.
Operator, I want the police right away.
Stop crowding me.
But, hon, don't you want me around to protect you? That Indigo guy might...
Yes, but who's going to protect me from you?
Lilybeth. My wild Irish rose. I just live for the day when I can take you out of all this. When I can slave and get you the luxuries in life. Gee, I'd gladly work my fingers to the bone to buy you expensive motor cars and furs and jewels and things and and serve you breakfast in bed. What's the matter with me? Am I crazy?
Yes, and I'd hate to hang by my neck until you got me all those things.
Yeah, you might get a little blue in the face. Still and all I gotta do is to find myself one slightly murdered body, and I'm in.
Stop looking at me.
Oh, Lilybeth, sometimes I think I'm not getting anywheres with you. What do you think?
I think you've got a good idea there.
All right, all right. You'll be sorry someday when you see my picture in the paper. Wait and see. Hey, Lilybeth, why don't you answer the doorbell? Maybe that Indigo guy wants in. The doctor ain't home. You'll have to call some other time.
Don't be silly.
Don't say I didn't tell you. Close the door on your way out.
Hey, wait a minute. Well, if it isn't Bull Raymond.
Shh, Terry. You trying to ruin me?
Ruin him. Come here, Bull. Meet Miss Cornell.
How do you do, I'm sure.
Likewise.
How do you happen to be out with him?
Cute, darling, don't you think? Flat at both ends, head and feet. You've heard me speak of him. Bull Raymond.
Bill Raymond, if you please. Mr. Terry Lee, you so-called reporter. How do you happen to be out with a dish like this?
Jane Cornell. Good for dull days in a man's life.
Mr. Raymond. Oh, yeah, I remember. Terry told me about the time you shot up the dressmaker's dummy.
Huh?
Yeah, he said you closed in on what you thought was the murderer, but it turned out to be the dressmaker's dummy, and you shot it full of holes while the real murderer got away.
My pal.
So this is where you've been hiding after they kicked you out for that fiasco, huh, Bull? Bill, I mean?
What are you doing here? Can't a man rehabilitate himself in peace? Here I come looking for an honest crime around here so I can solve it and get myself back to Central. And you come along and...
Where's the body, Bull? Bill?
There ain't no body. That's the trouble.
No, let's keep it friendly.
Friendly? What do you mean?
Let's have it. Who killed who and why?
Are you kidding? Did somebody get knocked off around here?
Look, I don't like to be kidded either. Where is it hidden, Sherlock?
Oh, Terry, you've been on the police beat so long that...
Now listen, Bill, you know me well enough to know I wouldn't come out here just for the ride. Not when I could be, It just so happens there was a call to the police. Came from out here. And I happened to be there when it came through. Miss Cornell happens to be the operator. So she tipped me off. Told me the line had gone dead. So I smelled the story, and here I am for an exclusive. You see what I mean? What's in there?
Well, that's the doctor's consulting room, but there ain't nobody in there. I've been standing here for quite a spell.
Open it up. Let's take a look.